Everyone feared the Alpha King. But he feared only one thing: losing the human girl he was never supposed to love. Before we begin, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more stories like this one. Let's begin. The storm came without warning. One moment, the evening sky over Willow Creek was peaceful and painted with soft gold. The next, clouds rolled in like a dark army, swallowing the moon and throwing the town into shadows. Rain dropped suddenly, heavy and unforgiving, slapping against roofs and rushing down gutters. Evelyn Hart stood at her bedroom window, hugging her arms against her chest as lightning flashed across the sky. She hated storms. They reminded her of the nightmares, dreams that felt too real, too sharp, like memories she shouldn't have. Dreams where she heard a deep voice calling her name. A voice she didn't know but somehow felt connected to. Evelyn. Sometimes the voice sounded pained, sometimes angry, sometimes desperate. Tonight the voice felt close. Too close. She pressed her forehead against the cold glass, trying to calm her breathing. Her 18th birthday was only a week away, and for some reason she had been feeling strange lately, restless, on edge, as if some invisible force was pulling her toward something she couldn't see. Or someone. Another thunderclap shook the house. Her phone buzzed, breaking her thoughts. "Mie, you okay? I know you hate storms." Evelyn typed quickly. "Yeah, I'm fine. Just creepy weather. Me stay inside. People been talking about wolves coming closer to town again." Evelyn frowned. Wolves. Her town rarely saw animals bigger than stray dogs, but recently, people had claimed to see shadows in the woods. Huge shapes, glowing eyes. Evelyn didn't believe in monsters. But right now, with the storm shaking her window and the wind howling through the trees, it was hard not to. She closed the curtains and turned away, but a sudden sharp burning pain shot through her wrist. "Ah!" she gasped, falling to her knees. The pain wasn't normal. It wasn't like a bruise or a cut. It felt like something inside her skin was heating up, like someone was drawing with fire under her flesh. Her breath trembled as she pulled up her sleeve. Then she froze. A faint crescent-shaped mark glowed on her skin, lighting up like molten silver. What is that?" she whispered, heart racing. The burning grew stronger, spreading from her wrist to her entire arm. She gritted her teeth, trying not to scream. The mark pulsed with a rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. The storm outside roared harder, as if reacting to her pain. Suddenly she felt something. Presence. Heavy, powerful presence. She looked toward her window. Lightning flashed white, illuminating the yard for one brief second. And in that second she saw them. Two glowing silver eyes in the woods. Watching her. Her breath hitched. Her heart froze. Her blood ran cold. "No," she whispered. "No, no, no." The eyes didn't blink. They didn't move. They just stared at her, with a longing that didn't make sense, with hunger, with sadness, with something ancient and wild. She scrambled backward, her back hitting the wall. "Mom!" she screamed. "Mom!" But thunder drowned her voice. The burning in her wrist faded gradually, leaving only a faint, glowing imprint of the crescent symbol. Her breathing slowed, but her mind raced faster. Who was watching her? What was happening to her? And why did those strange eyes look at her like they knew her? As she stared at her wrist trembling, the same deep voice from her nightmares whispered in her mind again. "Evelyn." This time the voice wasn't angry. It sounded almost relieved. She covered her ears and shook her head. "Stop, stop, please stop." But the presence lingered outside, strong and patient, refusing to leave. He had finally found her. And he wasn't going anywhere. The next day dawned. Evelyn didn't sleep. Her dreams were filled with silver eyes and burning marks. She woke up with sweat on her skin and her heart pounding like a drum. She touched her wrist. The crescent mark was still there. Faint but glowing softly, like a piece of the moon trapped under her skin. "What is happening to me?" she whispered. She got up and stared at herself in the mirror. She expected to see a different person, someone changed, someone broken. But she looked the same. Same long brown hair. Same soft hazel eyes. Same freckles on her nose. But inside she felt different. Like something was shifting. She dressed and walked outside to get fresh air. The storm had passed, leaving the ground wet and smelling of pine. The woods behind her house were quiet. Too quiet. A breeze brushed past her and she shivered, feeling watched again. Then she heard footsteps. Low, steady, approaching. "Hello," she called nervously. No answer. "Is someone there?" Silence, then. "Yes." Her heart froze. The voice was deep, smooth, and powerful. She didn't know it. And yet she knew it instantly. It was the voice from her dreams. She turned slowly. And there he stood. A man, tall, strong, dressed in a black shirt that clung to his broad shoulders. His jaw was sharp, his dark hair a bit messy, and his silver eyes. Those eyes. The same eyes she saw in the woods last night. Her breath caught in her throat. Damian took one step toward her. "Don't be afraid," he said softly. But she backed up immediately. Who are you?" His chest rose and fell slowly. His eyes softened. "My name is Damian," he said. "And I've been waiting a long time to meet you." Her hand trembled over her marked wrist. He glanced at it and winced slightly, as if seeing her pain hurt him too. "You felt it last night," he murmured. "What is it?" Evelyn demanded. "Why did it burn? Why did I see a wolf?" Damian finished gently. Her eyes widened. "You know about that?" "Yes," he said quietly. "Because that wolf was me." Her world spun. "What?" Her voice cracked. "You're telling me that you were the thing watching me last night?" Damian hesitated for only a second before nodding. Evelyn took another step back, panic rising in her chest. "Stay away from me." Damian's expression darkened with pain. "Evelyn, please. How do you know my name?" she whispered. "Why do you keep showing up in my dreams? Why do I feel like I know you?" Damian swallowed hard. "Because you do," he said softly. "Even if you don't remember how." "I don't understand," she said, her voice trembling. "What do you want from me?" Damian stepped closer, slowly, carefully, as if afraid she would break. "Everything," he whispered. "And nothing. I want to protect you. I want to explain. But most of all, I need you to know the truth." Evelyn stared at him, her heart racing. "What truth?" Damian met her eyes. His voice was gentle, broken, filled with 18 years of longing. "You are my fated mate," he said. Evelyn froze. "And I," he whispered, "am the Alpha King who has watched over you since the day you were born." Not because she wanted to, but because her body reacted before her mind could process the truth Damian had dropped on her like a bomb. "You are my fated mate." The words chased her through the trees. Her breath came out fast and shaky. Branches whipped against her arms as she pushed through the bushes. The forest behind her house wasn't huge, but it suddenly felt endless. All she wanted was distance, space to breathe, space to think. Mate. She wasn't a wolf. She wasn't part of whatever world he came from. She was just Evelyn Hart, a girl who worked part-time at the town cafe and struggled with school assignments. She wasn't someone special. So how could she be the mate of an Alpha King? Behind her, she heard Damian call out gently. "Evelyn, wait. Please." His voice wasn't threatening. It wasn't loud. It was heartbreakingly soft, like he was afraid she would disappear if he used too much force. But she didn't stop. "Leave me alone," she shouted. She didn't know where she was going until she reached the old wooden bridge near the ravine, a place she used to play as a child. Her chest heaved as she leaned on the railing, trying to steady her breath. She felt him before she heard him. His presence was like a warm pressure, heavy yet strangely comforting. "I'm not here to hurt you," Damian said quietly from several steps behind her. Evelyn didn't turn around. "Then why follow me?" "Because running in the woods isn't safe right now," he replied. "From what?" she demanded. Damian hesitated. Before he could answer, the wind shifted, cold and sharp. A growl erupted from somewhere beyond the trees. Guttural. Predatory. Evelyn's blood froze. What was that?" she whispered. Damian stepped closer, his posture instantly changing. Alert, tense, protective. "A rogue. A rogue," she repeated, her voice shaking. He nodded. "A wolf who's lost control. They're unpredictable. Dangerous." The growl came again. Closer now. Damian moved in front of her. "Stay behind me. Don't move." Evelyn's hands trembled as she clutched the side of the bridge. "Why is it here?" she whispered. "Because of you," Damian said honestly. "Your mark awakened. Rogues can sense powerful energy." Her heart dropped. "So I'm attracting monsters now?" "You're attracting wolves," Damian corrected gently. "There is a difference." The bushes ahead rustled, and a huge dark shape burst out. Evelyn screamed. The rogue wolf looked nothing like Damian's wolf form. This one had tangled fur, wild red eyes, foam dripping from its mouth. Its body was thin but vicious-looking, as if hunger kept it alive. It snarled and charged straight toward them. "Damian!" Evelyn cried. He didn't shift, he lunged. Even in human form, Damian moved with terrifying speed. He grabbed the rogue by the throat and slammed it into the ground. The creature snapped its jaws wildly, trying to bite him. "Stay back!" Damian shouted. Evelyn stumbled against the bridge, wide-eyed, watching as the rogue twisted and kicked. Damian's silver eyes glowed brighter and brighter as his anger rose. The rogue broke free and launched at him again. Damian's body shuddered. And he shifted instantly. The black wolf exploded from his human form in a flash of silver light. Massive, powerful, beautiful and terrifying all at once. Evelyn gasped, pressing a hand over her mouth. He was huge. Larger than any normal wolf. His fur gleamed like midnight. His fangs were long and sharp. His presence filled the entire clearing. But even in that monstrous form, his eyes were still Damian's eyes. Silver, intense, focused only on her. The rogue leapt at him. Damian met the attack midair. Their bodies crashed together with a violent thud. Claws raked, teeth clashed. Snarls ripped through the clearing. Evelyn's heart pounded painfully as the two wolves rolled across the forest floor in a blur of fur and fury. Damian pinned the rogue down, jaws closing around its neck. Not to kill, but to subdue. The rogue whimpered and went limp. Damian released it and stepped back, chest heaving. The rogue scrambled away and fled into the woods. Evelyn remained frozen, staring at the massive wolf in front of her. And then, slowly, Damian stepped toward her. Her breath caught. He bowed, lowering his huge head until it almost touched the ground, like a sign of submission. Like he was showing her she had nothing to fear from him. "Damian," she whispered. The wolf's silver eyes softened. He shifted back into human form, kneeling on one knee, rain-soaked and breathing hard. He lifted his gaze to her. "Now do you understand?" he asked gently. "I follow you because I have to keep you safe." Evelyn's throat tightened. "That wolf could have killed me. But I didn't let it," Damian said softly. Her heart pounded. Fear and confusion twisted inside her. But so did something else. Strange warmth. Strange tug. A strange sense of safety she didn't want to admit. Damian pushed himself to his feet. His voice lowered. "I would die before I let anything hurt you." Evelyn swallowed hard. "Why? You don't even know me." Damian stepped closer. His expression filled with an emotion she didn't understand. "I've known you longer than you think," he whispered. "Much longer." She stared at him, speechless. The wind blew softly between them. Finally, Evelyn whispered, "This is too much. I'm not ready for any of this." "I know," Damian said gently. "And I'm not asking you to accept it today." He took a step back, giving her space. "But I will protect you. Even if you hate me. Even if you run from me." His voice dropped to a painful whisper. Because your life matters more to me than my own. Evelyn's eyes stung with unexpected tears. I don't understand anything right now. You will, Damian promised. But only if you let me explain. She hesitated. And then slowly she nodded. Damian exhaled, relieved. Then tomorrow, he said softly. I'll come back. And tell you everything. Evelyn didn't sleep that night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the rogue wolf lunging at her. She saw Damian's wolf, massive and shining, throwing himself between her and death. She saw the way he bowed to her afterward, a terrifying creature showing gentle submission. The memories tangled inside her mind until dawn. By morning she felt exhausted and jumpy. Her wrist tingled again, warm, not painful this time. The crescent mark glowed faintly under the sunlight. She rubbed it, hoping it would disappear. Didn't. After hours of pacing, she ended up sitting on the front porch steps, hugging her knees tightly. That was when she felt it again. That familiar shift in the air. Like the forest itself was responding to someone approaching. She lifted her head. Damian was standing at the edge of the trees. In human form. Dressed simply in a black shirt and dark jeans. His expression soft but conflicted. He approached slowly, as if afraid she might run again. Hi, he said quietly. She swallowed hard. Hi. He studied her for a moment. May I sit? Evelyn hesitated, then nodded. Damian sat beside her, but kept a respectful distance. The silence stretched. Finally, Evelyn whispered. You said you would explain. I will, Damian replied. Ask anything. She looked down at her glowing wrist. Start with this. His gaze softened. Your mate Mark. Why do I have it? Evelyn asked. I'm human. Damian breathed in deeply. Because destiny marked you for me. There has not been a human mate to a wolf king in hundreds of years. So this is rare. Very, he said. Humans are fragile. The bond can overwhelm them. That's why the council forbids it. They think humans can't handle our world. Evelyn frowned. Can I? Damian looked at her, really looked at her, and said softly, You're the strongest person I've ever seen. Her cheeks warmed. She quickly changed the subject. How does the mate bond work? Damian hesitated. It's a deep connection, he said slowly. I feel your emotions sometimes. And eventually you'll feel mine. Evelyn stiffened. You feel my emotions. Only when they're strong. Fear. Pain. Sadness. She swallowed. Did you feel my fear yesterday? His jaw tightened. Every second of it. A soft pause lingered between them before Evelyn whispered. And you've been watching me. Damian closed his eyes. Yes. For years. Yes. Why? She pressed. His voice cracked. Because I had to make sure you were safe. From what? From the council, he said. From wolves who want power. From rogues who can smell the mark. And even from hunters. He shivered. So you didn't watch me because you were stalking me, she said slowly. But because you were protecting me? Damian nodded. I stayed away. I swore I wouldn't interfere with your human life unless absolutely necessary. But the moment your mark awakened, everything changed. She bit her lip nervously. And now? What happens now? Damian turned toward her, eyes full of an emotion that made her breath hitch. Now, he said gently, you get to choose. Choose. Evelyn whispered. Yes, you can reject the bond. And I will leave you alone forever. Her heart stung unexpectedly. And the other option? You accept the bond, he said. And I will protect you. Stand by you. Teach you our world. And his voice grew softer. Love you if you allow it. Evelyn's throat tightened. And if I choose nothing? She asked weakly. Damian sighed. The bond will keep pulling us together. It's nature. So I'm trapped. No, he said firmly. You're not trapped. Fate may tie two souls together, but the heart decides what to do with it. Evelyn looked at him, really looked at him. The dangerous alpha king. The terrifying wolf. The man who fought off a rogue for her. The man who bowed to her. The man who had watched over her for years without asking for anything. Her voice trembled as she whispered, "Damian, what do you want me to choose?" Damian's eyes softened with raw honesty. "I want you," he said quietly. "I want the bond. I want the life fate wrote for us. But not if it hurts you." He paused. "I want you to choose me because you feel something. Not because you're scared or confused." Evelyn felt her heart pound painfully. "Why me?" she whispered. "Out of everyone, why me?" Damian took a deep breath. "Because the moment I saw you," he said gently, "the world stopped feeling empty." Her chest squeezed. She turned her wrist upward. The crescent mark glowed softly between them. "Does this mean I'm part of your world now?" she asked. "Not yet," Damian said softly. "Only when you're ready. And if I never am?" Damian's expression flickered with heartbreak, but he nodded. "Then I will protect you from the shadows for the rest of my life." Evelyn swallowed hard. "That's a lot of pressure for one girl." "You're not just any girl," he whispered. The wind rustled around them. Evelyn looked at her glowing wrist again, then back at Damian. I don't know how I feel yet," she admitted. "I need time." Damian nodded. "You'll have all the time you need." She finally asked the question that had been burning in her mind. "And if I decide to hear more, will you tell me everything? About you? About your world?" Damian nodded slowly. "When you're ready," he said softly. "I'll tell you everything." Evelyn exhaled shakily. "Then," she whispered, "come back tomorrow." Damian's eyes widened, surprised and relieved. "Tomorrow," he repeated softly. "I'll be here." As he walked back into the trees, Evelyn pressed her fingers to her wrist, feeling the warmth of the mark pulse gently. For the first time, she didn't pull away from it. She wondered why. Or maybe, she already knew. The forest felt alive around Lily. Alive, dangerous, and watching her every move. Shadows moved between trees, wind pulled at her hair, and every snapping twig made her jump. She kept walking even though her legs trembled, driven by anger and fear she could no longer contain. She didn't care where she was going. She only knew one thing. She needed answers. And she needed them from him. A sudden rustle behind her made her whirl around. "Lily!" His voice. Steady. Too calm for a monster who had been stalking her since she was a little girl. Damian stepped out from between the trees, moonlight washing over his tall frame. His black shirt clung to him. His silver eyes glowed unnaturally bright, like frozen fire. He looked intimidating and heartbreakingly beautiful at the same time. Lily hated that she noticed. She backed away. "Stay right there." Damian stopped immediately, hands raised. "I won't come closer unless you want me to." "I don't," she snapped, her voice shaking. "I don't want anything from you." He didn't look offended. He looked sad. "Lily," he said softly, "running into the forest at night is dangerous." She let out a short, humorless laugh. "Dangerous? You're talking about danger. You, the Alpha King, who's been watching me from the shadows like some kind of creature." His jaw tightened. "I never watched you to harm you." "You keep saying that," she shouted, her emotions bursting out of her. "But do you even hear how insane you sound? You should have left me alone." Damian's voice was quiet. "I couldn't." "And why not?" He didn't answer. Then he took one slow step forward, not toward her but toward the moonlight, letting her see the truth in his eyes. "I couldn't," he repeated, "because I knew you were mine." Lily felt something inside her twist painfully. "I'm not yours. I will never be yours." "You already are," he murmured. "You always have been." She shook her head, dizzy with confusion and anger. "That makes no sense. You're a werewolf. I'm a human librarian. Our worlds don't even match. Why me?" "You think I chose this?" he asked quietly. You think I wanted my life, my destiny, to be tied to a fragile human girl? His voice wasn't cruel. It was broken. Lily blinked. This wasn't how she imagined confronting him. Damian didn't look powerful. He didn't look threatening. He looked tired, wounded. Still she didn't soften. You had no right to stalk me, she whispered. No right to keep secrets. No right to invade my life. I know. And that simple admission shocked her. Damian lowered his eyes. You deserve the truth. All of it. Lily crossed her arms, trying to steady her breathing. Then start talking. The memory. Damian took a deep breath. It started when you were 10, he said. Lily's heart dropped. That's not possible. I didn't even know werewolves existed. You shouldn't have, he replied. You lived a human life. Ordinary. Until the night you wandered too close to Shadowridge Forest. Lily frowned. She remembered going to Shadowridge as a child. But the memory was foggy. You were lost, Damian continued. Terrified. I heard you crying from miles away. Lily's lips parted. You heard me. I can hear your heartbeat even now, he said quietly. I heard it then too. Her pulse raced harder. She didn't like how his words affected her. Go on, she whispered. I found you by the river, Damian said. You were shivering, hugging your knees. You kept whispering, please someone come. Lily stared at him, confused. I don't remember anyone being there. You weren't supposed to. Damian looked pained. I stayed hidden. I didn't want to frighten you. You could have helped me. I did. He swallowed. You slipped and almost fell into the river. Caught you. With one arm. Lily's breath hitched. Suddenly. Flash of memory. Cold water. Scream. A shadowed figure pulling her back. Her eyes widened. I thought I dreamed that. It wasn't a dream, Damian said. You looked at me with those same green eyes. You touched my face. And you said, thank you, Mr. Wolf. Lily inhaled sharply. Mr. Wolf. She did remember saying that. But she had always believed it was her imagination. Her childhood fairy tale. Not reality. Damian's voice softened. In that moment I felt the bond snap into place. A bond werewolves only get once. He met her gaze, unflinching. The mate bond. Lily stumbled backward. No, that can't be right. I was a child. The bond doesn't care about age, he said. It only cares about destiny. Her head spun. She didn't know what to think, what to feel. So you kept watching me, she whispered. All these years. Yes, Damian admitted. Far away. Hidden. Only to make sure you were safe. That's not normal, she whispered. That's not okay. I know, he said again. But I didn't know how to leave you. The breaking point. Tears burned Lily's eyes. You should have told me the truth the moment we met again, she cried. Instead you acted like a stranger. I acted like a king, he corrected softly. Because that's what was required of me. I can't force you into this bond. I can't make you choose me. Then stop behaving like I already belong to you. Lily shouted, tears falling freely now. I'm not some destiny toy. I'm a person. Damian flinched like the words physically struck him. I know. And I never wanted to control you. He paused. Lily. I'm afraid of losing you. Her breath caught. Everyone fears the Alpha King, he whispered. But the Alpha King fears losing one girl. You. Lily froze. The pain in his voice was too real. Too raw. And too dangerous. She took another step back. I need time, she whispered. I can't process all of this at once. Damian nodded slowly, though his eyes darkened with worry. I'll give you time, he said. But Lily. His voice cracked. Don't run away from me again. I'll run if I want to, she snapped, trying to regain her strength. I'm not your prisoner. He looked at her like she had stabbed him. You never were. The wind rustled the trees between them. Damian slowly stepped aside, giving her a clear path back to town. "Go," he said quietly. "I'll keep my distance." Lily hesitated. For a moment, she saw the lonely boy behind the powerful alpha. But she turned away. And she walked. She didn't look back. Damian did. Every second. Until her silhouette disappeared. Lily pushed open the door to her small apartment and slid down to the floor, burying her face in her hands. Her chest felt heavy. Her eyes burned. Her mind wouldn't stop spinning. What was she supposed to do with everything Damian had told her? How was she supposed to live normally after learning she had been tied to the Alpha King since childhood? Her phone buzzed. It was her best friend, Emma. "Emma, are you alive?" "You ran out of the library like a crazy person." Lily let out a weak laugh and typed back. "Lily, I'm home. Just overwhelmed." A moment later, Emma called. Lily answered with a shaky voice. "Hey, what happened?" Emma demanded. "I saw you run out like you were being chased." Lily swallowed. If only Emma knew how true that almost was. "I'm fine," Lily whispered. "Just a complicated situation." "Is it about the tall, scary, attractive man who keeps staring at you like you're chocolate cake?" Lily groaned. Course Emma noticed. She lowered her voice. "Emma, he's not normal." "Girl, nobody that handsome is normal." "No, I mean actually not normal." There was a pause. Then Emma said slowly. "Lily, did he do something? If he's dangerous." "He didn't hurt me," Lily said quickly. "Not physically. He's just intense." "Do you want me to come over?" Lily hesitated. "Maybe tomorrow. I just need to be alone tonight." "Okay, but if he shows up again, scream. I'll run over with a frying pan." Despite everything, Lily laughed. "Thanks, Em." After ending the call, she dragged herself to her bed. But sleep didn't come. All she could think about was Damian's voice in the forest. "I'm afraid of losing you. I knew you were mine. You called me Mr. Wolf." Lily pressed a pillow into her face and screamed softly. Why did her heart react to him? It shouldn't. He was a werewolf. King. Dangerous. But she couldn't forget how he looked at her. Like she mattered. Like she had always mattered. And that scared her more than anything. The nightmare. She must have fallen asleep eventually because suddenly Lily was dreaming. She was in the same forest from earlier. Cold. Dark. Fog rolling across the ground. "Lily!" A voice echoed behind her. She turned and saw glowing red eyes. Not Silver. Not Damian. Something else. Something darker. A shadowy wolf, massive, lunged at her with razor teeth. Lily screamed and woke up gasping. Her heart was racing wildly. Her window was open. The curtains fluttered into the room. She froze. She hadn't opened it. "Lily!" Her breath caught. "Damian." He stood outside the window, half-shadowed, silver eyes glowing softly like moonlight. Lily scrambled backward. What are you doing here?" Damian raised both hands calmly. "You left the window unlocked. I didn't break in." "That's not the point," she whispered fiercely. "You can't just show up outside my window in the middle of the night." "I sensed your fear," he said simply. "I thought you were in danger. It was just a nightmare." Damian stepped slightly closer, not entering, just closer to the glass. "What did you see?" "A wolf," she said softly. "Not you. Bigger. Red eyes." Damian's expression darkened instantly. "That's not just a nightmare," he said. "That's a vision." Lily shook her head. "That makes no sense." "It does," he insisted. "Horrors lurk in this forest. Wolves that don't belong to my pack. Wolves who would want to harm my mate." "Stop calling me that," Lily snapped, her voice trembling. Damian flinched. But he didn't walk away. Instead, he softened his voice. "Do you want me to leave?" Lily opened her mouth. But the image of the red-eyed wolf flashed behind her eyes again. A shiver ran down her spine. She whispered, "No. Just don't come inside." Damian nodded once. "I won't." He lowered himself to sit on the edge of the window frame, facing the night, keeping guard like a silent warrior. "You don't have to protect me," Lily said quietly. "I know." His voice was gentle. "But I want to." Lily hugged her knees. "You confuse me," she whispered. "You terrify me. But at the same time, I don't want you to disappear." The corners of Damian's lips lifted. "Then I'll stay right here." Lily lay back down on her pillow, heart pounding. Damian didn't move. He stayed the entire night watching the trees, watching for danger, watching over her. And Lily fell asleep with one final thought. Maybe the Alpha King wasn't her enemy. Maybe he was the only one standing between her and something far worse. Morning sunlight poured into Lily's room like warm honey. She blinked awake slowly, half expecting her nightmare to still cling to her mind. But it didn't. Because the moment she opened her eyes, she saw him, Damian, still sitting outside her window, still watching the forest, still guarding her like a silent shield. He hadn't moved. Not once. Lily sat up slowly. "You're still here." Damian turned his head slightly, his silver eyes soft. "I told you I wouldn't leave. You didn't sleep. I don't need as much sleep as humans." Her chest tightened. He looked exhausted. There were faint dark shadows under his eyes, and his shoulders were tense, like he had been listening for danger all night. "Damian," she whispered, "you didn't have to stay the whole night." "Yes," he said gently, "I did." Lily's breath stilled. Something about his voice made her heart feel strange, warm, nervous, unsure. He shifted, finally standing from the window frame. The morning sun hit his hair, giving him a golden glow that made him look less like a king and more like a man. A man she didn't know how to handle. Damian stepped back to give her space. "I won't come closer," he said quietly. "You looked peaceful. I didn't want to frighten you." Lily pushed her hair out of her face, embarrassed. "Watching me sleep is definitely frightening." He winced softly. "I'm sorry. Old instincts." She sighed, sliding out of bed. "What instincts?" He hesitated. But then he answered honestly. "To protect the one I'm bound to." Lily's heartbeat quickened. There was again that word. Bound. She wrapped her arms around herself. "Damian, we need to talk. Really talk." His eyes lifted slowly to her. "I know." She reached for the window and pushed it open wider. "Come inside." He froze. "Lily, are you sure?" She nodded, though her stomach fluttered in fear and something else she couldn't name. "You're standing outside like some dramatic vampire. It's weird. Just come in." Damian gave a faint, shocked laugh, the first she'd ever heard from him. He climbed in gently, like he was afraid of breaking her floor. Lily stepped back, amazed again by how tall he was. "How did you get up here anyway?" "I'm on the second floor." "I jumped," he said casually. "Of course you did," she muttered. "Why am I not surprised?" She sat on the edge of her bed. Damian stayed standing, giving her space, his hands behind his back in a respectful posture. Lily glanced at him. "Damian, what you told me yesterday, it changed everything." He nodded. "I know it did. And I still don't fully understand it." "Then I will explain everything," he promised. "Anything you want to know, ask." Lily took a deep breath. "Why me? Out of everyone in the world. Why was I the one destiny tied you to?" Damian's expression softened deeply. He lowered himself to one knee, not in a proposal but in a show of respect. "You were chosen," he said quietly. "Not by me. Not by my pack. But by the bond." "But what does that even mean?" "It means," he said slowly, "that every werewolf is born with a single match. One heart. One soul. One person who fits us completely. And you think that person is me?" "I don't think." He held her gaze. "I know." Lily's stomach twisted. "But I don't love you. I barely know you." Damian nodded without anger or hurt. "I'm not asking you to love me. I'm asking you to give me a chance." Lily blinked. She didn't expect that answer. You're not mad. I could never be mad at you. You're human. You don't feel the bond like I do. What does it feel like? She whispered. Damian inhaled slowly, like the answer cost him something. It feels like coming home after years of being lost. Feels like every breath I take depends on you. It feels like if anything happened to you, I'd burn the world to ashes. Lily swallowed hard. He didn't say it romantically. He said it truthfully. And when you're close, he continued quietly, it's like standing in sunlight. And when you're far, it hurts. Lily's breath caught. It hurts. Like a wound, he whispered. A deep one. She didn't know what to say. For the first time, she saw him as something more than a powerful alpha king. She saw the lonely boy who saved her by the river. The man who watched over her for years. The king who sat outside her window all night because she had a nightmare. And she felt something unexpected. Not love. Not acceptance. But sympathy. Damian, she said softly. I'm not saying I accept anything. But maybe we can start with understanding. That's all. His shoulders relaxed with relief. That's enough, he whispered. More than enough. Lily stood. I need to go to work. I'm already running late. I'll walk you. No, she said quickly. Then softer. I mean, you don't have to. Damian blinked. Lily, the threat you dreamed about is real. I won't let anything hurt you. She hesitated, chewing her lip. Finally she sighed. Fine. But you stay far. And you act normal. Damian nodded seriously. I will act as normal as possible. Which is already not very normal, she muttered. He smiled, warm, unguarded. Lily froze. She had never seen him smile like that. Her heart reacted in a way she didn't expect. And that scared her most of all. Lily walked to work with Damian trailing quietly behind her like a shadow. He didn't hover. He didn't touch her. He didn't force conversation. He simply watched. Alert. Ready. Every time Lily glanced back, his silver eyes were already scanning the area around her. He wasn't following her like a stalker anymore. He was protecting her like a guardian. Still, people noticed. Emma, who worked the morning shift at the coffee shop near the library, took one look at him and nearly spit out her drink. She grabbed Lily's wrist. Don't scream, she whispered dramatically. But the Greek statue man is back. Lily groaned. Emma, please. He's standing across the street like he's about to fight a dragon. That's kind of accurate. Emma blinked. What? Never mind. Emma smacked her arm. Lily, you can't just bring a man like that into town and not explain anything. I didn't bring him, Lily muttered. He followed me. Emma's eyes widened. Girl, is he dangerous? Lily hesitated. Was Damian dangerous? To the world? To her? Well, probably not. Maybe. Not in the bad way, she said awkwardly. What does that mean? Lily sighed. I'll explain later. I promise. Emma squinted. Fine. But if he tries anything creepy, I am calling the police. Lily laughed weakly. If only Emma knew. Police wouldn't stand a chance. The warning. The day dragged on painfully. Lily tried to shelve books, help customers, and act normal, but her mind kept wandering. To Damian. To the bond. To the nightmare. To the red eyes. By afternoon she stepped outside for fresh air. And found Damian waiting near the corner of the building, leaning against a tree with his arms crossed, eyes alert. He straightened as soon as he saw her. Are you okay? Lily rolled her eyes. I just stepped out for air, not death. Damian didn't joke. I smelled something earlier. Something wrong. Lily froze. What do you mean wrong? Another wolf scent. Her blood turned cold. What? Faint, he added. Old. But there. Lily's hands trembled. Like the one in my nightmare. Damian's expression tightened. Yes. And what does that mean? She whispered. It means someone is watching you, he said quietly. And not someone friendly. Lily's knees weakened. Damian reached out instinctively, but stopped himself before touching her. "You're safe," he said firmly. "As long as I'm here." Lily breathed shakily. "I can't live like this. I can't keep being afraid." He stepped closer, voice low. "Then let me help you. Let me teach you how to be safe. I'm human, Damian. What can I possibly learn?" "A lot," he said. "Strength isn't only physical." Lily looked away, overwhelmed. A breeze rustled through the trees. When she looked back, Damian had turned his head sharply toward the forest. His body tensed. His nostrils flared. "What is it?" Lily whispered. He didn't answer. Instead, he moved in front of her, blocking her completely with his body. "Damian! Someone was here," he growled softly. "Watching us." Lily's heart dropped. "Who?" "I don't know." He sniffed the air again, his expression darkening. "But the scent is wrong." Well, not from my pack." Lily shivered. Damian stepped closer, voice urgent. "Lily, I need you to do exactly what I say." "Okay. If anything happens, if you ever see red eyes again, call my name. Even in your mind. I'll hear you." Lily stared at him. "You can hear my thoughts." "No," he said softly. "But I can hear your fear." "What does that even?" Damian gently pressed 2 fingers to her wrist. Her pulse jumped beneath his touch. He looked into her eyes. "This bond between us. It connects more than hearts. Connects energy. If something threatens you, I'll feel it." Lily swallowed hard. "If I accept this bond, will I be in danger forever?" "Yes," Damian said honestly. Her eyes widened. "But," he added, "you will never face that danger alone." Lily inhaled shakily. Was she strong enough for this world? For him? For whatever nightmare was creeping closer? She didn't know. But she knew Damian's next words would stay with her forever. "I will protect you until my last breath," he whispered. "That is my promise. My vow. My fate." His eyes burned bright silver. And Lily knew. Something dark was coming. Something deadly. Something that wanted her. And only one person stood between her and the shadows. The Alpha King. The day ended with a cold chill rolling over the town, the kind that made Lily's skin crawl. She stepped out of the library after closing, hugging her coat close. The streets were quieter than usual, shadows stretching across the pavement. Damian was already waiting across the road, leaning against a lamppost with his arms folded. His silver eyes glowing faintly even in daylight. When he saw her, he pushed off the post and started walking toward her. "You're late," he said gently. "Work got busy," Lily replied, trying to smile. Damian didn't smile back. His jaw was too tense. "Something's wrong," Lily whispered. He nodded. "I sensed movement in the forest. Something close. Too close." His eyes swept the darkened street. "I want you to stay near me. Do not wander off." Lily swallowed. "I'm not helpless, you know." He looked at her with something close to pain. "You are when the thing hunting you can tear through steel." Lily froze. "Damian, what exactly is hunting me?" He stepped closer, lowering his voice. "A rogue wolf." "What's a rogue?" she asked nervously. "A wolf without a pack. A wolf who has lost his mind to bloodlust. A wolf whose only desire is destruction." Her heart hammered. Why would he want me? Damian's expression turned dark. "Because of the mate bond." His voice dropped. "You are my weakness. And rogues love attacking weaknesses." Lily's breath hitched. Weakness. That was what she was to him. A vulnerability. Damian must have sensed her thoughts because he touched her chin lightly. "You are not weak," he whispered. "But you are the one thing that can hurt me the most." Before she could respond, a growl echoed from the forest. Lily jerked back. What was that?" Damian instantly moved in front of her, his muscles tightening. "Stay behind me," he ordered. Another growl, louder, closer. And then, two glowing red eyes appeared between the trees. Lily's entire body froze. "It's him," Damian growled. "The rogue." The eyes blinked once, then began to advance. A massive, shadowy wolf stepped into the light. Its fur was matted, blackened with mud and dried blood. Its teeth were long and sharp, dripping saliva. Its eyes glowed like burning coals. Lily stumbled backward in terror. "Oh my God! Damian! Run!" Damian's voice was a deep rumble. "Running will make him attack." "But he's already attacking." The rogue wolf crouched low, growling, ready to pounce. Damian let out a roar that shook the ground. He shifted, right in front of Lily. His bones cracked, body expanding outward, muscles stretching beneath skin. Clothes tore apart. Silver fur burst from his skin. His eyes glowed bright white. In barely 2 seconds, he stood on 4 powerful legs, an enormous silver wolf, taller than Lily's chest, with a snarl that made the rogue hesitate. Lily gasped. She had never seen him shift. Never seen a real werewolf. He was beautiful and terrifying at once. "Damian," she whispered, shaking. He growled, not at her but at the rogue, and stepped protectively between her and the threat. The rogue lunged. Everything happened at once. Damian slammed into the rogue, sending both wolves rolling across the ground. Claws slashed, teeth snapped, growls echoed through the trees. The rogue's jaws closed around Damian's shoulder, tearing into flesh. "Damian!" Lily cried out. Damian roared and threw the rogue off him with a violent shake, sending the beast crashing into the side of a tree. Before she could think, the rogue recovered and sprinted toward her. Straight at her. Lily screamed. Damian moved faster than she could blink, slamming the rogue away with a brutal swipe of his paw. The rogue hit the dirt, skidding across leaves. Damian pinned him with impossible strength, teeth bared inches from his throat. But the rogue wasn't done. With a desperate twist, he broke free and vanished into the trees, disappearing into shadows so quickly Lily barely saw him move. Everything went silent. Lily stared at the place where the rogue disappeared. Then she stared at Damian, who was panting, bleeding but standing strong. He shifted back to human form. Naked, scarred, furious. But more worried than anything. He ignored the blood pouring from his shoulder and rushed to her. "Are you hurt?" His voice shook for the first time since she met him. Lily shook her head hard. I'm fine. But you, Damian, you're bleeding." He looked down at the wound like it didn't matter. "It will heal." She reached for him instinctively, and he caught her wrist gently. "You were almost killed," he whispered hoarsely. "I should never have let you out of my sight." Lily swallowed deeply. "Damian, why did he run away?" "Because he saw he couldn't touch you," Damian growled. "Not while I'm alive." Lily's knees buckled. Damian caught her before she fell, holding her against his chest. He didn't let go. And for the first time, Lily didn't push him away. Damian carried Lily all the way to her apartment. She didn't ask him to. She didn't fight him. She was too shaken. Her hands trembled against his bare chest. His heartbeat was fast but strong. When he reached her door, he set her gently on her feet. "Lily," he said softly, brushing her hair from her face, "I need to stay with you tonight." Lily's cheeks flushed. With me?" "Yes," he said seriously. "The rogue will return. He won't stop until he gets what he wants." "What does he want?" she whispered. Damian looked into her eyes. "You." Her breath caught. "Why?" "Because you're my mate," he said firmly. "Hurting you would break me. That is why he wants you, because hurting you is the only way to destroy me." Lily's heart squeezed painfully. "Damian, you can't keep risking your life for me." "Yes, I can," he said simply. "I will. I was born to." Lily shook her head. "You're bleeding. You need rest. I need to keep you alive," he said, stepping closer. That comes before anything. She opened her mouth to argue, but Damian gently held her face in his hands. Lily, I would rather die protecting you than live knowing I failed you. Her chest tightened. Why did those words hurt so much? She lowered her eyes. I don't deserve that. Damian leaned his forehead against hers. You deserve everything. Lily's breath trembled. She whispered, Why do you care this much? Because I'm yours, he replied softly. And you're mine. Stop saying that, she whispered, though her voice lacked strength. He brushed his thumb across her cheek. I can't. Lily stepped away, trying to breathe normally. We can talk about this inside. Damian hesitated. Are you inviting me in? Yes, she whispered. He followed her inside. Once the door closed, Lily turned to face him. Sit. I need to clean your wound. He raised a brow. It's already healing. Sit anyway. Surprised, he obeyed. Lily grabbed her first aid kit and gently dabbed at his shoulder. His breath hitched softly every time the cloth touched torn skin. You're in pain, Lily said worriedly. I'm fine, he murmured. Worry about yourself. I am, she whispered. You hurting hurts me too. Damian froze. Slowly, he lifted his eyes to hers. That, he whispered, is the bond. Lily's stomach flipped. No, she said quickly. It's just empathy. But she didn't believe her own words. Damian gently took her hand and pressed it to his chest. This bond is waking, he said softly. You feel me. Even if you don't want to. Lily swallowed. Damian, this is happening too fast. I know, he said. I'm not rushing you. But I need you to understand something important. He took a deep breath. As long as the bond is unsealed, you are vulnerable. Anyone can sense your connection to me. Anyone can use it against us. Lily's fingers trembled against his chest. What does sealing the bond mean? Damian held her gaze. It means marking, he said quietly. My mark on your skin. My scent on you. A bond only death can break. Lily's pulse spiked. I'm not ready for that. I know. He gently released her hand. And I will never force you. Never. Lily felt relief. But also confusion. Then why bring it up? Because, Damian said slowly, if the rogue attacks again, and he will, you'll be defenseless unless the bond is sealed. So my choices are, be marked or be hunted. Lily whispered. Damian's expression broke. No, he said softly. Your choice is survive with me, or risk dying without me. Silence filled the room. Lily stared at the floor. What does a mark look like? Damian hesitated. Then he lifted her hand and pressed it against the side of his neck. Here, he whispered. That's where wolves mark each other. Lily felt heat surge across her face. And if I get marked, what happens? You become connected to me, protected by me, strengthened by the bond. And everyone will know I'm yours, she whispered. Damian's eyes darkened. Yes. Another long silence. Lily stepped back, breathing hard. I can't decide right now. Damian nodded gently. You don't have to. He stood. But Lily, until you decide, I will guard you every second. She looked up. Every second. Every heartbeat, he said softly. And for the first time Lily believed him. Not because he was the Alpha King. Not because he was powerful. But because he was willing to bleed for her. Willing to fight for her. Willing to die for her. And somewhere deep inside, she wondered, was she falling for him? And that was only the beginning. Because even though Evelyn survived the mark, and the Alpha King won the war, destiny is never done testing those it chooses. If you want to know the secret still waiting for them, if you want more forbidden love, more danger, more passion, then hit the like button, subscribe and turn on your notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss what comes next in their story.